What's up, guys? It's me, Devin, your favorite urban gardener, also known as Plant Vibes, and I'm here with the Jatropha podagrica, something like that. It's also known as the Buddha belly plant, or sometimes called the gout foot plant or gout plant, because it has this fat belly that kind of looks like a Buddha's belly, and so you rub it, you get good fortune. I prefer Buddha's belly over gout. We don't want to talk about gout. But anyways, this is a really cool plant, native to some of the different tropical areas around the world. And what is so special about this plant is, yes, it is like our other favorite caudex forming plant, the adenium, the desert rose, in the sense that it produces this beautiful, thick, swollen trunk that becomes filled with water and nutrients, and that allows it to be very drought tolerant wherever you may be growing it. Now, I'm up in Seattle, so I'll be keeping this as an indoor plant for most of the year. You know, it's the end of summer now, but maybe next summer I'll put it outside in the summertime and allow it to get some more hot sun. But the cool thing about this plant is, yes, it's exceptionally drought tolerant, and it requires very low water needs, very low fertilizer needs. But what's cool about it is it produces these really large, tropical looking tri-lobed foliage that look like, they look like they're from a jungle. The feeling of them is very leathery, so they're really wonderful. And they will produce these gorgeous, vibrant kind of coral flowers that are wildly attractive to the butterflies, so I hear. So that's why I'll put it outside in the summertime next summer, so I can get those butterflies. But the thing is, when you're growing a plant like this, unless you live where you can have it outside all year round, like California or Florida, most of us, we're gonna wanna put it into containers. So I have this cool little container that I picked out with my friends. They helped me pick this guy out, and I wanted to put it in a container that is pretty small, not much larger than this, because when you restrict the growth, basically, when you put it in a small container, what happens is you restrict the upward growth, but rather the energy will be focused into forming this Buddha's belly. It's gonna keep the plant putting its energy into making its belly fatter and fatter and fatter, which I think is really cool. That's one of my favorite aspects of this plant. So what I'm gonna do, I'll just plant it up right now. So I'm going, you guys know I'm pretty risky these days. I have a lot of plants in containers that don't have drainage holes. I was actually going to, where did I put that? In my recycling bin. I was gonna put it in this and then plop this down in there, but when I went to cut the rim around, I broke it, so that's no good anymore. So what I'll do is, I'll take my Buddha's belly right out. Let's see if I can do this in a better fashion. I'm gonna take it out of this container. Ooh, it's nice. All right, cool. So you can see it has a really beautiful root system going on. I'm gonna break it up just a little bit over my bag of soil so it doesn't get too messy. But dang, this root system is intense. And that's a really great thing. That means as soon as I get this planted up and get it resituated, it's gonna start putting a lot of energy into producing this fat trunk, which is what we want. So when it was in that kind of square plastic container, the caudex stem was a little bit higher up than I wanted it to, so I'm gonna plant it a little deeper. And that's gonna make the Buddha's belly situate a little bit closer to the top of the line of soil. So I just kind of put it in here, filled up the rim around it with extra soil. I'm gonna press down that soil. Now, as I was saying, this is a succulent that holds water in this fat belly. So you really don't need to water it all that often. You know, in the middle of summertime, you're gonna wanna water it maybe once a week. If it's outside, maybe a little bit more often. And the way to check to see if it needs water or not, the good old finger test, that's always, well, most of the time it's the best solution. Take your finger, you put it down the first inch of soil, kind of to your first knuckle. And if it feels dry all the way down, up to that first knuckle, that means it's ready to give it some more water. So I'm gonna estimate, I'll probably water this once a week, maybe once every 5 days while it's really still warm out. But otherwise, I am excited to watch this grow. It's gonna be a slow grower, I know that, because plants with these caudex are typically slow growing plants. But anyways, It's a beautiful plant with gorgeous foliage, and I can't wait for the flowers. And it's gonna be just a remarkable addition to my gorgeous houseplant collection that I'm starting. So if you can find this Buddha's belly, get it while you can. These are hot ticket items. They do not last long. So maybe call up your sources, see if you can find one, and get as many as you can. Give them to your friends. They're a wonderful plant. And the Buddha's belly, you just give it a little bit of a rub, and you get good luck on your way. Anyways, I'm Devin, your favorite urban gardener, also known as Plant Vibes. Plant Vibes. Later.